Hey everyone, Paul Warren here. Today we're going to answer 3 questions that you might have been too embarrassed to ask about guitar and/or guitar players. So let's jump right into these 3 questions. And the reason I'm doing this too is because it can be fun, but it can also answer these questions that, if you're a beginner especially, you may just be too embarrassed to ask, but there are a lot of players who've played a long time who might not know the answer to these questions as well. So everybody can join in. Here we go. Number 1. When I restring my guitar, is it okay to leave the excess string that goes through the string post? You've probably seen a lot of players out there that have all this excess string, and many times they'll go to the trouble of actually winding it up. No, it is not okay to leave your strings and not cut them off. There are no legal statutes that I believe you're breaking by leaving the string there, but there's also zero purpose to leave the string there other than laziness. I've heard the excuses that, well, it increases the resonance of the string. Really? The string stretches from the string post to the bridge here, and that's where the resonance pretty much stops. If you're of the opinion that resonance continues by having some string flopping around up here where there is no more tension on that particular part of the string, well, that's odd. So yes, please cut the ends off of your strings. Not only will it be tidy and easier to work on, clean your guitar, that sort of thing, it also makes sense. Number 2, is it me or does Kirk Hammetts playing sound weird? You are not alone, my friend. So let me preface this by saying I'm a big fan of old Metallica, and Kirk's style of play was definitely something that created their unique sound. But I also like to deal in reality, and if somebody asks me, are those notes in pitch or have I hit my head on something? Don't talk yourself into a hearing disorder. If you hear a guitar player who is bending a note out of pitch and you're like, why is it sound so bad? It's because it's out of pitch, okay? Have some faith in what you're hearing. It's better to deal in reality for your own sake in your playing so that you can improve as a guitar player. I'm very aware that players like Kirk have done very well, and I think it's great that he's done so well. They brought a lot of metal to the forefront, but the way he plays is clearly, there's a lot going on that leaves a lot to be desired. Sounds like a Michael Scott way of saying something. But definitely his bends can be flat many times. His choice of notes is highly unusual, so that's not the biggest beef. I think the biggest thing that people question is the choice of vibrato. I would never tell a student to practice your vibrato as if you were having a seizure during an earthquake. If you want to practice vibrato, you go listen to the greats. You go listen to Andy Timmons. You go listen to Yngwie Malmsteen, people that really have control over their vibrato, and they always do it in pitch. Just because you don't like the vibrato of a super famous and successful player like Kirk doesn't mean you're a bad person. You're still going to pay the same price at the Golden Corral buffet whether or not you like his vibrato. Long story short, when you're practicing technique, make sure you're listening to players who are really, really good at those specific techniques. When you immerse yourself in a foreign language, go to a different country to learn that language, it's full immersion. You have it around you all the time and it soaks in. Same thing with music. Do the same thing with specific techniques as well. You want to get really good at vibrato, listen to those players who are really, really good at it, and it will come out in your playing. Number 3, I have a guitar that I'm thinking about trading into a music store. Will they give me a good enough deal on it? The answer, of course, is no, they won't. So let me tell you a quick story about when I worked at a music store and a guitar was traded in. I don't remember the year, it was in the mid-90s. I was at a music store teaching, and an Ibanez 7-string Universe came in. It was the white one. I don't remember the exact model number. These guitars were very expensive and semi-rare. This one was new. The plastic was still on it, but a person traded it in a hard shell case, and I believe the street price back then was something like $1,700, $1,800. That's my guess. It's something like that. The store, even though it was unplayed, the store gave them $400 trade-in for it. The store immediately told me about it. I bought it for $400 since I worked there. They're not even going to give you half of what you think it might be worth. The Blue Book values on these things is rough. They're in business to make money. You got to understand that. That's the reality of the guitar business. If you can network through friends and family, you will find somebody who will probably want to buy your guitar. It doesn't take that much effort, and you're going to get, I can't put a percentage on it, but you're going to get so much more and have that cash in hand to go buy what you truly want. I understand the ease of trading in a guitar, but a lot of times people are just afraid to ask, you know, is it a good value or not? They're not going to ask the store, of course, but no, it's a terrible, terrible value to trade in something at a music store. I've done it a million times. I started doing it as a kid, and it was a bad value then, and it's a bad value for the consumer now. So sell it on your own the best you can. You'll always make more money if you just do 10 minutes of research online. Those are the 3 answers I've got for you today. If you've got other questions, make sure to put them in the comments below, and maybe we can do another quick video in the future and answer those questions. If you like this content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and share it, and I look forward to seeing you folks next time.